Hello out there, welcome to the newspaper review here on Tap TV. Of course, this is where we get to discuss with members of the street to get to see their reactions as we got headlines making rounds on the papers. My name is Obek Jerry, your host for today, and you out there can also be a part of this show. Please subscribe to our channel if you're yet to subscribe. Turn on your notification button, connect with us across all our social media platforms so that consecutively when we drop videos like this, you get to receive our notifications. Well, before we discuss with people on the street, let's first look into the newspapers and see what stories look like. This is the Vanguard newspaper for a start. We would look into the papers and see what the headlines look like. Today being Friday, 12th April 2024, we could see as headline, it says, on the Vanguard, it says, Zenith Bank grows gross earning by 125% to 2.13 trillion naira. Details of this story is found on page 19. Tinubu, Jibrin, Kalu, Uzodinma, Obi, others mourn as Ogbonnaya who dies at 72. A very sad one, may his soul rest well. Details is found on page 7. Odili Affirms Fubara leader of PDP in Rivers. Details is found on page 12. Junior Pope, how Fanta, money I sprayed in the river saved me, says survivor. Details is found on page 11. And at the main story here, we could see it says Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, uproar over cost as federal government proposes 3,000 naira per toll gate. Details is found on page 5. Manufactured goods imports rise 269% to 9 trillion naira. Exports decline. Details is found on page 19. Christian elders to Tinubu adopt 2014 confirmed reports. Details is found on page 10. Okwama, army invades another Delta community. Arrest 10, raises home. Details is found on page 8, and that's all we'll be taking on the Vanguard newspaper. And moving on, we'll be looking at the Punch newspaper. We'll see as headline here, it says, law to terminate many cases at appeal court coming, says AGF. Details is found on page 12. Wigwe, Ogunbanjo's family sue US firm for helicopter crash. Details is found on page 21. Sanu, Nasu berates minister over half-pay promise. Details is found also on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. Lagos Calabar Highway, federal government plans compensation in 9 states, puts cost at 15 trillion naira. Sub-story that reads, Tinubu orders payment of compensation for property owners in Lagos, Akwa Ibom, 7 orders. Federal government extend the eviction notice for property owners. Details of this story is found on page 2. Government short Dosumu market. Sanwo-Olu hints at building demolition. Details is found on page 6. Tinubu, Buhari, governors mourn as ex-minister who dies at 73. Details is found on page 14. Junior Pope, AGN suspend Riverside movie shootings. Police launch probe. Details is found on page 3, 4, and 5 of the Punch newspaper. And lastly, it says, NAFDAC bans Turkey-made soap, tracks fake Indian injection powder. Details is found on page 27, and that's all we'll be taking on the Punch newspaper. And lastly, for today, we'll be looking at the New Telegraph newspaper. We see as headline says, Nigeria's crude oil production falls to 1.23 mbpd in March. Details is found on page 7. And at the main story here, we could see it says, Humanitarian Ministry probe. Federal government lifts restriction on N-Power staff's account. Sub-story under that reads, Post no debits order placed. Post no debits order placed on over 55 situation room workers' accounts since December. Details is found on page 3. Federal government moves to address challenges facing justice sector. Says it's review electoral laws. Details is found on page 4. Ex-Minister of Science, Technology, Ogbonnaya who dies at 72, a very sad one. Details is found on page 2, 4, 6, 27, and 28 of the New Telegraph newspaper. Here it says, Rivers crisis, Odili declares Fubara's state's political leader. We are being marginalized. Southwest farmers tell federal government. Details is found on page 2 and 26. Wigwe, Ogunbanjo's family sues charter firm. Ogunbanjo's family sues charter firm over chopper crash. Details is found on page 4. And lastly, it says, internal security, not military's primary assignment, says Amatri. Details is found on page 2 and 6. And that's all we'll be taking on the New Telegraph newspaper. Now let's get to see the reactions of people on the street. Let's get to hear what they have to say as regard these headlines. Stay tuned. Now let's deviate a little bit and look into Rivers politics. We could see here still on the Vanguard, it says, Odili affirms Fubara leader of PDP in Rivers. I think that's a very good one.
This is a very good, this is a very good topic for today. You understand me? Because the situation in Rivers State is is very, very pathetic now. A lot of activities are no more going on in Rivers State because
bringing a lot of divisions.
Yes, because you have these two big wigs tussling for power. And now, Peter Odili, as an elder statesman and as a father of modern politics in Rivers State, coming out to throw his weight behind Fubara, I think is a welcome development, because here is a father of the land, here is a father of politics in the land, making authentic statements, making very strong statements. I mean, it's a statement born out of no favoritism, no fear. This shows he's a father and he wants the state to move forward. So I just want to plead with the actors involved, especially the Minister of Federal Capital Territory and his loyalists, to come to terms with what is happening. Power is something that is rotational. Power is something that is not permanent. You enjoy power, you have enjoyed it. Allow peace to reign in Rivers State and let this state move forward. Fubara, as the governor of Rivers State now, is the leader of PDP, and that is how it is. By the constitution of the party, by the way the party is structured, the governor of the state heads the party. And so it should be. So if the minister is not comfortable with that, I think he can try his strength in another water. There are so many other parties where he can go to swim. I mean, he should leave the water, Rivers State water, to especially PDP, to be calm, so that there will be good governance. The governor is trying to make the state governable. He's trying his best to bet these one or two hitches here and there will not help. And I read in that publication that even some of the chairmen are on the side of the minister. I mean, you can't be under this dispensation and be loyal to another person. I mean, you are trying to cause a crack in the governance of the state, and it will not go down well. Thank you.
All right. Now, some persons are saying that Wike is the backbone of Fubara, and that if Wike backs out from Fubara's angle, that Fubara will fail in governance.
No. That is not true. That is not true. You see, power is transcendent. Power is power is something that moves. It's not static. So, and the train moves with whoever has the power. He that blows the pipe dictates the tune. You understand me? So Fubara, as he stands now, no matter they say he's not politically inclined, but the man, you see, politics, nobody knows it all.
Exactly.
The man,
and the more he rules, the more he learns more.
Now, the man has surrounded himself with good men that are giving him good counsel, and I think the man is heading in the right direction. So let's put our weight behind the man and let's give him the support that he needs to take the state to the next level. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, good morning.
Morning.
Welcome. I would like your thoughts on the Vanguard. There's a sad story that Junior Pope died due to their boat capsizing. Here it says, how Fanta, money I spread in the river saved me. That is one of the person that survived. That is TC. He's saying that Fanta saved him. But aside being spiritual, we know that Nigerians are taking risk. What do you have to say about the accident that happened?
For me, I think it's not being careful. It's being careless. Lack of safety measure. Taking safety measure in any organization, whether it be film industry, be it manufacturing, any industry, you need safety first. So I think that was not taken. So it led to the death of this actor we have in Nigeria. But I think they should have done better when it comes to safety.
Like, what do you think they should have done better?
It had to do with the sea. So definitely they also have taken life jackets.
Exactly. And even have a diver with them.
Yes, lifeguards and all that. So, but I think they should have done that better to protect the lives of those acting, as well as it's going to set an example for other producers now that they are going to do this thing better. So.
And then this person that survived, TC Okafor, he's saying that they want to arrest him. And we know how Nigerians conduct their, before they start arresting people to make investigations. He survived this thing. Is he supposed to be arrested on a normal ground?
No, he's already traumatized already.
Exactly.
So I don't think he's supposed to be arrested
for a while.
Probably there should be further questioning after some time. You understand? Probably some medical examination some time, not now, not instantly. It's not
As a concerned citizen now, this movie that is being produced that caused the death of this person, is it possible, is it allowed for them to still produce this movie, or they should just delete it and forget about it?
I don't know.
Remember, their lives have been lost. Like
Yeah,
on your
lives
own
have been
view,
lost.
what do you
My
think?
own view is that at least they should hold on for now, let the family grieve and mourn. Then probably they can now talk to whatever authorities they have to talk to, see if they can produce it or not. So it's all depend on
Their pattern of doing
yes, a pattern of doing things. But first, they should hold on so that they can grieve.
We Nigerians in general are not careful. All right.
I'm careful, but I don't know about other people.
All right, good day.
Yes, good day.
Welcome. It's good to have you here again. I would like your thoughts on the Vanguard that says Okwama Army invades another Delta community, arrests and raises home. This is follow-up of what has been happening in Okwama community since last month. What do you have to say as regards these headlines?
Okay, now I would say at some point we're tired of hearing this
Continuous arrest and
continuous arrest.
invading
Now,
communities.
just like we overheard some of the Nigerians' reaction, there are too much emotions attached to this particular investigation, and we
Making the investigations lose its worth.
obviously in this pattern of investigations that we're constantly using, Nigerians have been lamenting that we should actually change our approach to this aspect. And as of last month, Nigerians were yearning that our army personnel should lay down this particular investigations and let the police, because last police is our friend. They have, in as much as
They are more civil to you Nigerians than the army.
because in as much as we know that our army personnel will not accept the fact that they are attaching their emotions to it, but it's actually showing. It's actually showing each time they step on a particular community, that community is not safe. So of late now, I feel army personnel are threats to not just Okwama community alone, to Delta. So at the mention of Delta State, you know that once an army man steps in there, they are no longer safe. So I feel
This would
like
even make these community members, if they have information about these killings, they would not want to speak out, so as not to be arrested.
yeah, obviously the threat on them is too much. Innocent person, like having to investigate innocent. Most persons were not even like they don't have full details of this. In as much as we know that they are trying to force out the truth from the people, but this pattern is wrong, because even those that actually have if for instance I have full gist to actually give out to our army personnel with the way they are doing, do you think I'll still be in that community? No way. So in as much as we know that they are trying to investigate, how are we sure that they are not chasing the truth away? How are we sure that the person that have the full details of what they want, these persons have now actually run for their lives? Because it is safety phase. In as much as we know that most persons could be innocent, but with the way they are going about it, I would actually have to jackpot for my life first. So I feel our army personnel should at least allow policemen to handle this matter, because it's actually getting out of hand. It's 2 months already, and we are still obviously.
What exactly happened, and
We're still beating. It looks as if they are beating around the bush and trying to force out things to come out. So in order to let the cat out of the bag, let's take it slow, because you're dealing with civilians. You're not dealing. This is not a war front. These persons you're investigating, 95% of them are innocent. So please, let's allow policemen to actually step into this. And please, for the policemen that we are recommending, they should all go in there and make matters worse, because we know ourselves. We know our policemen, in as much as we know that they are our friends and they can be most civilized in this. That's why we're recommending them. But please, they should not go and fall our hands and actually spoil the whole issue.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, you heard everything that has been discussed here. You heard everything that people on the streets have to say as regards these headlines making rounds on the papers. Please drop your comments in the comment section if you have anything to add to it, or if you have a counter opinion. Please drop your comments in the comment section. Don't hesitate. Of course, we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to see your thoughts and reactions as regards what we discuss here. Subscribe to our channel if you are yet to subscribe. Turn on your notification button. Connect with us across all our social media platforms. My name is Ube Jerry, your host for today, and this has been the newspaper review here on TAF TV. Have a lovely weekend ahead. See you next time.